Alright, so this is going to be a video for this right here, the Spanker Sail. I've had quite a few interest in it and people wanting to know how to make it. So this is in the down position, and you can see that there's still a triangle there that catches the wind, and that is problematic on extraordinarily windy days and when I do not want the Spanker Sail to work. When I'm trying to do the lure casting, it still catches the wind and still works as a spanker. However, in the up position, you can see that it does get quite a bit larger, and it works extremely well even in less windy conditions. So this line that I'm pulling on, it is a Hobie rudder line, and it's going down through this it came with the Bixby mount, and then this is actually running down and around this way to a Harkin cam lock that then locks it in the up position. So what I want to do is actually go through and show you all the different parts and what it's made of. So starting at the base, this is made out of aluminum, this one as well, and it's this piece right here for the bottom. It is 3 millimeters thick by 50 millimeters by 50 millimeters by 300 millimeters, so 30 centimeters wide. And then you can see I just probably cut that into two, and then both sides. Now these bits right here are actually made out of this aluminum pipe, and that aluminum pipe is 15 by 15 by 1.5 thickness, so 1.5 centimeters wide, I believe. And then the great thing about this is that this pipe here, 12 by 1 millimeter thick, actually fits perfectly inside of there. So with some aluminum glue and rivets, you can secure it, and then you can make a so right here where this pops in and out, and then where this actually connects right here. So let me go ahead and loosen this. Let that down. Let this down, and then what will happen is this will slide up, and you can see that this just slides in and out, and then it just fits nice and snug right into there. And again, I've used this in last weekend. The winds were about 30 kilometers per hour, and it worked just fine. So 2 rivets here, some glue, 2 rivets on this side, some glue, the square pipe with the round pipe on the inside, and then same thing. You can see how long this is here, and then that's just for sturdiness, and then glue inside of there along with the rivets, and then L brackets. This one is a little bit shorter. The next one that I make, it will be this longer one on this, because you can actually see, oh, it's on this side. I think last weekend it broke, and you can actually see it wobbling in there, and the only thing holding it on is the rivets at this point. So the way that this breaks down into a smaller unit is, I'll disconnect this here. Ooh. This goes up. Okay, and then these are bungee cords that go all the way through. And then if you disconnect this, and these are just shower curtain holders, hangers. Disconnect that one to give it some slack. This just slides off and on, as you can see. And then this is a bungee that goes all the way through. And then this goes up like this so that it can be in the stored position. And then this just naturally just pops right back in. And then this is on both sides, of course. And then the shower curtain holder to hold it back into place. Now, this is the mechanism that I think is going to confuse some. So in here you can see that I have spacers, and so those spacers are actually going to be, they were the 20 millimeter version of these, but the next Spanker Sail that I made, I went ahead and got the 10 millimeter and the 5 millimeter, because the diameter, or the this right here, the width of the outside of this is 15 millimeters. So these, so this is a plexiglass, and this plexiglass is actually this one here. So this is the 180 by 320, and it is 3 millimeters thick. It does have some bow to it, but once you get the two of them together with the bolts and the spacers, then it firms it right up. The bolts that I use are the 25 millimeter. Once you factor in the thickness of the plexiglass, which is 3 millimeters each, so that's 6 millimeters total, and then the 15 millimeters for the pipe, it becomes 21 millimeters. And so that gives me just a few more millimeters to actually put the nut on with some washers. So I got some thicker washers there as well. And then while I'm here, those are the aluminum rivets that I've been using. And then this silicone spacer is actually what I use for this, so that the line can go through. So these silicone spacers are what is inside of here. And you can see the pattern goes down, and so when I pull this up, it tightens it and pulls it up that way, and then it goes up and around and then back down to the other side of the pipe. Now you can see up here, I have the round pipe coming out of the square pipe, just as down below, and then this is a radar reflector, and then I have a narrower diameter pipe that actually fits perfectly inside of there. And so that's in, and it doesn't slide out. Radar reflector, and then just a flag that's been seamed right here, and then I just have a little clip holding that on there, and that works just fine. I also have a GoPro mount right here, and I can either put a GoPro or a light right there. And I want to say that that is about it. Let me do one more walk around on it. So let me go ahead and lift it back up so you can see what the back side of this thing looks like closely. Okay. All right, so again, there it is, coming back around. You see what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to take this off and go in from underneath here. You can see what that looks like. Okay. I'll kind of give you an idea of the bolt pattern here. So the line is actually going up and around, and then back down this way, and then out right here. And then you can see that I have the bolts all the way around, and this is now nice and sturdy. So the way that I made this perfect on both sides for the drilling of the holes is I took a soldering iron, went ahead and turned that on to heat it up, and then I took a sheet of paper, outlined this, and then I made the pattern where I wanted these holes, and then I took my soldering iron, put the sheet of paper on the top of this, and then melted dots where I was going to drill those holes on both sides, just remembering that it is the inverse on the other. I have some stainless guides here. Now this is actually good because when it's not in use, I actually use this to wrap around the spanker sail to store it. All right, so that is the spanker sail on Poseidon Skillet. Please let me know if you have any questions.